It's freaking cold and snowing, but the build continues on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and very fuzzy studio audience that is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, here we are back out at it, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I'm still all drippy, stuffy, sneezy, half of the dwarfs, as I always say. Grumpy. I'm not bashful. I'm probably a little dopey. What are all the rest of them? You got bashful, dopey, grumpy, sneezy. I'm kind of sneezy too. Sleepy. Yeah, you know. I don't know. Cranky and crotchety. I can't remember all of them. Anyway, back out here it is Friday night, December 31st, New Year's Eve. Tomorrow being New Year's Day. So we'll be celebrating the New Year in this video, because I'll be out here working, I'm sure, past midnight. So trying to get, I did get a different vent. Got it right here. Because that was my issue last night. Is the vent I had, which I left out there, I'm not going out to get it, it's too cold, wasn't going to be flush with the wall up there behind me of that cabinet. So I found this one that's got about a 1/4 inch side on it, and so the louvers aren't affected. It's a bigger one than I wanted to get, but it was the only one they had that would work this way and go flush against the wood up there. And I also wanted this darker look, the brushed, what do they call it, the oil rubbed bronze. It's brown. Okay, it's freaking brown. Anyway, so going to go ahead and drill the holes in the side up there. We'll go ahead and put this vent up tonight. I'm going to measure out I've got to put a couple structural elements in there. I've got to cut those boards. We'll put those up. Then I've got to measure out for all my framing and measure then how big the door is going to be. I've got to cut all those and possibly paint it tonight. We'll see. The paint's still inside the truck here, so as long as I keep it in here, it might work when I bring it out there where it's like 0. Alright, it's not that cold, but it feels like 0. Yeah, and it's just supposed to get colder tonight. And it's been snowing off and on since the mid-afternoon. Not a lot, just it's the little, because it's so cold, it's just that little tiny snow. But they say it could be up to 5 inches. I don't think we're going to get that much. But, you know, it's just annoying, and it's just freaking cold out here. So I figure if nothing else, if I can get, you know, the rest of the cabinet, basically the structural parts I need to put in for the framing, get the framing all measured and cut, get the door measured and cut, and maybe those boards painted. So, because it's as cold as it is, even if I get them painted, it's going to take a full day for them to dry out before I can even put it together and put them up. So that's kind of the goal for tonight. Update for those of you scoring at home. Yes, the third Black & Decker toaster did work fine. I tried it late last night, early this morning, however you want to look at it. And I did 2 bagels. I did, you know, first bagels, and it browned nicely, all evenly, not just one section and not the rest. It did well. I did the second one, and it burned it a little bit, but I think it's just because it was already hot from the first one. So I think that was a good test. I just know if I'm going to do 2 in a row like that, to turn it down for the second one. But it did the first one perfectly, so I have confidence. My confidence is high at this moment. Okay, so where we're going to start tonight on things is I need to drill the holes in the side here, side of that panel, so that the inverter can breathe, and that'll have cross circulation. Here's the new vent, pulled that out of the box, the vent cover at least. It's going to go essentially right there, okay? I'm unfortunately not going to be able to get back to that hole to put it in. It only has the 2 holes, one right there and one way back there. So I'll have to drill a couple other holes to make that fit. Also, because there's a bracket right here between these 2 boards, you can see that seam right there on the inside. Can't drill holes through that. So they're all going to have to kind of be grouped right in here. I've marked where the inside of the vent louvers are. So I'm just going to do like hole, 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 So I have a whole bunch of them all together right there. So then the air can be pulled in from here and down behind the holes in the back, which if I go underneath, you can see right there. And I'm not sure we're going to even bother with a vent cover on that one, because I don't think you'll really see that, especially once I put up the padded stuff on the bottom here. So there's the rundown. Let's get the drill. Yeah, you can tell my voice still doesn't sound good. I've just been dripping all day and everything, so I still have that movie, that rated R movie voice, you know. One man drills a hole, rated R. Look at all the sawdust I created down there. My poor toilet's covered in sawdust. Well, that's why we have the shop vac right up over there. Bring it down and clean that up. I just swept all that out on the inside. Kind of ugly on the inside, but that's not anything you'll be looking at normally. There's the holes on this side, and we'll put the vent cover over that. Alright, got the panel screwed in. See, it looks nice. You can see all the little holes behind it there. There's lights coming through that way. Now, once, of course, that has a door on it and is closed, you won't see the light coming through the holes. That's the whole point. And I also installed it so that louvers, as you're below, you won't really see. You see them more from above. But that'll look better because I'll be down here most of the time. Anyway, so that's more of the way it's going to look. So there you go. So now, when you're watching my videos, if I move my head so you can see the vents up there, and with the louvers going that way, you don't see all the holes going in. I think it actually looks pretty good in place there. Got the floor underneath, and we'll put the padded stuff there. And now I'm going to go measure. I'm going to put it in the little structural piece. Going to put one in right there. Then I'm going to measure for all the framing boards that will go into place that'll hold the door on. And I'll do it the same way I did these doors here, like for the closet door and all that. So they'll be framed real nice. They'll have the wood paneling again inside, just like for that one right there. So this is all going to match and all look real nice together. I put in this little board right there, just as a structural thing in the front, to give me something else to mount the framing boards to. I already cut that framing board and the one for the top because I needed to get an exact measurement once those are in place for the framing boards that are going to go down the side. And the one that goes down here, it's going to have to hop over the beam here and come back down. Now eventually I will have right across here and here 2 2x4s that are going to create my headboard so my pillows won't fall out from the bunk upstairs. But I can't put those in until I've gotten the mattress up there, and I can't put the mattress up there until I've done that thing there, the gap between the old truck and the new extension. I gotta do some padded vinyl all along that section, and I've got to build a little cubby thing with a vent that'll come up over there. So once that's all done, then I can throw the mattress up there. Then I can put the headboard boards up. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this trim piece in. It'll have to hop around the 2 boards because they're going to come inside and attach into this wall. But I'm going to have to recut that panel board, that framing board, later. I just need to be able to put it in now so I can test for the right size, test for the right opening for the door, so I can go ahead and get that one painted, this one painted, and these 2 that I'm going to put up. So I've cut the other 2. We'll put that up there in place and see if they fit. Okay, got the 2 sideboards up, not sideboard, but sideboards, side framing boards. Alright, so let's see, that meets top of that board just nicely. Goes up the side. You see around this side, it's flush with everything else there. So we're going to need to paint that one. This one that I had to make hop around the upper beam, that also works nicely. Pull back as far as I can here, so you can kind of get an overview of how the front of the cabinet now will be framed out. So now I can take those boards back down and we'll paint those. First I'm going to measure for the opening for the door that's going to go in there so I can cut those boards to the right size. Okay, so I've determined my door needs to be essentially 13 inches wide by 29 inches tall. You can still see I've got the framing boards up there right now, just temporarily. Got to take them back down and try to paint them. And I'm going to cut the boards for the door. Like I said, I'm going to do it just like I did on that one. I'll do the 45-degree angle cuts. But I know the outside dimensions are 13 by 29. So I'm going to go cut those boards. Every time I jump back out, though, God, it's cold out there. Yeah, you can see what it's at now. 5 degrees feels like -7. Eek. Yeah, there's the latest update. Feels like -7. Hello! So every time I have to go out and do stuff, I come back in, it takes me 15 minutes to warm back up. So this is kind of slowing the whole process down, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Okay, so I'll take those boards down, I'll cut the other boards, then I'll probably jump back up here and warm up a little bit. I've been watching a little bit of The Prestige. Awesome movie if you've never seen that, by the way. Michael Caine, Hugh Jackman, who's the other guy? He was in some of the Batman movies, I think. Christopher Nolan is the director. If you haven't seen The Prestige, you gotta check it out. Okay, now the framing looks good, so we'll go ahead and pull out the couple of screws I had to put in just to hold everything in place right now. I'll bring those down and get those painted. As you can see, I've already got the door cut to the right angle there, and it's sitting in place, so I'll go ahead and get ready to paint that, and I'm going to bring the other boards down and we'll paint them all together. Alright, there's all the boards out there painted. The only reason the paint worked at all is because it was in the truck where it was about 70 degrees, because it's like -7 out there. And it'll probably take them tonight and most of tomorrow to dry. Then we'll put them in place and the cabinet will look good. Well, now we gotta wait for everything to dry and before I can put it all back up there, so that's where we have to stop for tonight as far as the video goes. As I always say, it takes me another hour or so to edit and blah blah blah, and here it is already 2:30 in the morning. By the way, Happy New Year! Ho 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 and all that. Yes, it's now 2022. Pretty crazy, huh? I had no idea when I started this project that I would be into the next year before it's done, but you know, it is what it is. I want it done right, and I think you can say along with me that I'm doing it right, hopefully. And you know, it's going to be really, really good when it's done. So, unfortunately, it's taking a long time, but that's the way it is, baby. That's the way it is. So, Happy New Year, ho ho ho, 2022, happy smiling presents and crap, yada yada yada. Oh, I do got to throw this in here real quick. Junior, who keeps sending me stuff, he sent me the jigsaw blades. He sent me, you know, those lights that I can put in my closet. He sent me a gift card for Petco. We have a Petco here in Cheyenne. I'm going to try to get Rusty groomed again because it's about time. So he gave me a $25 gift card. So I can put that to good use for Rusty. Thank you, Junior. Well, even as cold as it is, at least a little more progress. You know, I got to keep working. So, got to be out here when it's cold, right, Rusty? Yeah, you can see him kind of shivering. It's cold out here. But thanks for tuning in for that. Don't forget about Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. We post up, every few days I try to put something up there. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you know when the new videos come out. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. It's about a boy, Daddy. I like this boy, but I'm just afraid he's going to think I'm a dork. Well, I don't think you're a dork. I don't think Mom thinks you're a dork. Mike thinks I'm a dork. Mike is a dork. Alright, he's going for that strip. And he gets it on the second try. Oh, I'll lose it. Super cold, and yet he will endure that to get his beg and strip bounty. Yes, that's why he is Rusty, the world famous meatball dog. How's it going there, Rusty? One more little piece. Alright. We need the happy dog look. Look up here, Rusty. Come on. Just don't want to see the top of your head. Rusty.